Welcome back, everybody, to the OJ Power Hour. We're back after, oh man, we had some
Way too
busy
long.
marathon week. Way too long. It's been busy, but we got a lot of things to cover in a very short period of time. So I will, of course, say I am your host, co-host with the most in this incredibly warm coast, Oslo. I am joined by my friend and yours, Mr. Jay Scheidel,
Yo! Hiya. It's been fun.
also known as Reverse Benedict Arnold, for sabotaging the Team Canada
Hey,
marathon run.
okay. I can wait a minute. I can take out your video. Bye.
Can't take out my voice though.
Oh, dang it.
Yes, for those of you who were not watching, the marathon is completed.
It
It
was
was great.
amazing. It was
It was great.
absolutely
It was
amazing.
fantastic. The money that y'all raised was fantastic.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it yet, go into the Discord, go to the announcement channel, read the letter from the foundation.
Yeah.
Read the letter from the
Well,
charity. It
it's the letter
amazing.
from the starter of the foundation. It's from Liam's mom. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah. I tell you, it is heartfelt. It is amazing to
Yes.
see that all the good work that we've put in, all the money that was donated, all the time and the volunteer work. Amazing. Just
Yes.
this community blows me away every time we do a marathon.
Yeah, and just being there live with everyone, just as things happen and as we pass those milestones, it's like, oh my goodness.
We're gonna
I
do
can
it. We're gonna
I
do
can
it.
tell you there on day 4 or whatever it was at the end, there's a group of us at the back, and it suddenly started raining inside. I don't know how it started raining inside, but it definitely started raining a bit.
Mm-hmm. Was it
Yeah,
now? You know what? That's fair. That's fair. Um, some great games were played. It was a great time. Taskbot did a great job.
yes, I have a selfie with Taskbot. It's amazing.
That is something. There's something. Like I said, the only downside to the whole thing was the sabotage by certain individuals for Team Canada,
It was
as we had a
well
victory that
thought
was
of, and then
guaranteed.
it screwed up. Hey,
Yeah,
I retimed
mhm.
it. You guys would have won by like 15, 16 minutes. Hey, Meridian in chat.
Absolutely, we would have. There's no
I got
question that we
4.
would have.
Good luck.
Yeah, only four?
Left on my
Jay,
desk.
come on.
But
No,
yeah,
I
so
again, a huge thank you to everyone that tuned in, that donated, that did the runs, that showed up to the live event, the ones who did it from afar, the
hmm
restreamers, the crew, the comms, every single one of you. Thank you so much. This marathon means a lot to us. It's
yeah,
a chance for us to give back, and every single year that I tune into it, it just blows me away the amount of support that we get.
yeah. And every year it just gets better and better. We get more people involved, more games going, and it's just fun to watch. So
I
thank you
I, I
everyone.
think the last time we were on, there was a talk from the marathon planning crew that basically said when they started it, they didn't know if they'd have enough to fill it.
Yeah,
Now we have to actively turn people away. We don't
yeah.
want
Well,
to, but
we
just
we we fill them with the bonus streams. It's like so far
we
no one's
all
gotten
yep.
denied, but we have to fill
Nope.
bonus times and like, hey, do you mind going on a Thursday beforehand, or can we get you on Tuesday after the marathon? And even
And
that still
again,
brings in more. We gained an extra $300 for the charity after the live event was done.
week
Week
long
long.
marathon. Whenever Sonny finds out how to put Mountain Dew directly into his veins,
You're not wrong.
sad but true. I am not in this
We've
circumstance.
we
Yeah,
have
that
been
was.
on
I mean,
the we've been on the edge of 4 days. Like we've thought about making that Thursday a full day.
I mean, it's if there is enough support out there, I'd say do it. But I mean,
Yeah.
I'm the one sitting here, in Canada, being like, that must be a lot.
hmm It doesn't already know
But
how.
I mean,
Not sure.
no, I don't know. We will confirm that with Jay. We'll confirm with Sonny, and we'll see if he actually does know how to do that yet,
Yeah.
without causing grievous bodily harm or mutations.
Both.
It's possible. Maybe. But
But
the marathon was just one thing that has been going on. I don't think we ever sat here and talked about the last election.
Yeah, so we had an arbiter election. We got some idiot in on the crew. I mean, some amazing human being in on the crew.
Who would that be? No, no, please let me know.
Odoron, right? Kitty. I think it's Odoron.
Yes. Odoron is now a member of the mod crew. Yes, you are correct about that.
But yeah, so Oz, how's it behind the scenes?
Um,
Boring.
different, different. I mean, to be fair, I was shocked.
Hmm.
I'm happy to take the position and do what I can. I was happy that the runner up Odoron made it into my old position. So
Yeah. Oops.
everybody wins. The community did good. The community got a lot of good out of this, and
Yes.
now I'm just waiting for Jay to tell me how amazing I am, and we can go from there.
Amazing. What? Who? When? Where? You're
What?
awesome.
You don't believe me? I need a fan club.
I don't have any
Like,
fans around here. I guess I could fold one up and.
it is really hot here, so you know what? I will take that. I'll take any amount of cooling we can possibly get.
Oh. But
But yeah, it's been a lot of work um getting up to speed when it comes to
mhm.
all the background stuff. Now I get to bug Jay more often. He can't get rid of
Yay!
me. It's
Dang it.
fantastic.
We have another
Yeah,
channel.
well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I look forward to doing the best I can with the powers that have been bestowed upon me, and
We'll keep it going.
it is an honor to actually have been voted in.
Yeah. It's fun to have. But I think we got some co-op to talk about here in a little bit.
Yeah, for those who have not seen, the co-op has changed this year, and you get your chance to ask. We get a chance to ask the questions to the people who made those decisions. Right
But
after this.
first, some Wormick. Good luck.
Every day, in every dungeon, countless chests are opened and treasures removed, rooms entered and items stolen. Theft is up, your GP and items are at risk. It can and will happen to you. How do you feel safe? How do you take back the power? Warmech Security Services. Warmech Security Services are now offering the well-known Sky Castle experience to you, the home user. Now your treasures can be protected by the powerful War Machine of Lore. You want thunder, you've got it. You need a Cure 4 to clean up those fiends, we can provide. For a limited time only, you get to choose the armament of your personal robot of terror. Act now and we will throw in, free of charge, Stone Touch. Your death robot will have a chance to create your own Light Warrior Garden statue. You're not going to get that anywhere else. Crime is up. Trap tiles will not cut it anymore. Peace of mind is just a nuclear away. Call Warmech Security Services and get the robot you need at the price that's right for you. Warmech Security Services not available in all areas. Company not liable for damage to property or neighbors. Not approved for protection of families or children. Do not use Warmech as a flotation device. Warranty void upon opening of the mech.
Once again, we will remind you that Warmech Security Services is a paid sponsor of the show. Therefore, we do not endorse, but they
No
do allow us
warranty.
no warranty. No, we take no responsibility. If it goes berserk, beats up your white mage, I have no sympathy for you. You were warned.
The Warmech in my seed last night beat up my entire party. Speaking of my seed last night, co-op. We were practicing for
Yes,
co-op. I
co-op.
tried. We got
It's good.
Woobear
It's good.
and Mecklin here, part of our co-op planning committee. How are you two doing?
Feel pretty good.
Surviving.
little hot,
Woobear,
but
Woobear, we should just give you a permanent seat here. You seem to be on here a lot. We're glad to have you back, by the way.
I'm glad to be back.
So I think the most burning question on everyone's mind:
Yes.
bingo.
Why?
Why bingo?
Why not?
Everyone loves bingo, and if you don't, it's because you haven't played it yet.
I mean,
I
they're not wrong.
I have played it, and I'm just not good at it.
It's
Don't worry.
certainly a different different skill set, which I like. Uh, it evens up the playing field. Like some, you might not be as technically good as some other players, but like there's a lot of strategy with bingo, which is
Yeah.
really fun. So yeah, like I've lost a Scar before, and like in a normal seed, like I'll probably beat Scar, some percentage of the time. But like in bingo, it's super even. He knows how I play, especially you can metagame a lot
Mhm.
better. So it's a lot of different skill sets that get involved with bingo, which is a lot of fun.
I love all that with bingo, trying to figure out who and what and where you're going with it. But
Well,
so
yeah, there's a lot of coordination will have to be done this time as compared to last year. That's for sure.
yes.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of something we were looking to emphasize on. It's co-op, but it's with bingo, so it's
Mhm.
it's a lot of what you've seen in previous co-ops, but we kind of slimmed it down just a little bit. Like we took out floors, we didn't make towns included in
Yes.
with everything, and things like that, just to make it a little easier to navigate the bingo atmosphere of it.
Mhm.
Make it not feel as terrible. So
Yeah,
I
because the
mean, that
difficulty should be in getting 25 or more bingo tiles complete, quickly as you can.
Right. Yeah, because it's
Mm.
lockout bingo, or not lockout. It's blackout bingo. So
Blackout
you got to
bingo.
do
Yep.
everything.
Hmm.
every tile.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're bouncing around like other formats like Dab and stuff like that, but as like co-op, it just made a lot more sense just do everything
Yeah.
because you have two people, chewing through it. So
No, I mean, I remember the last time I played bingo. There are some interesting squares that pop up that I'm sure will be something else.
Yeah.
we tried to dig through them and take out any like seemingly problematic ones, and they are tiered by difficulty, so you will get like nothing
Mhm.
but just really horrible tiles to finish, which is fun. Yeah, we tried our best to take out anything that just seemed too tedious or too demanding in a
Mhm.
co-op setting.
Uh,
That makes sense. I mean, nobody. I mean, is the slow boat still on?
I think so.
The
Good.
slow boat tile. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we got it
it
last
Oh,
should
did
time
be
you
in
out.
see it
there. Yep.
last night, Jay? You
Yes.
see it last night?
Because we were
Really
almost done
good.
with the seed. We didn't need the canal. We had done the entire seed until Sunny realized, like, wait a minute, we've got a slow boat. We need the stupid canal. It was our last loose.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
Oh no.
we knew that the canal was the last loose, and we just totally forgot about it. So we're like, we're not going to worry about loose anymore because we don't need it.
Yes, you do.
I bet that was
Classic.
fun trying to find that in all those chests that you didn't open.
Thankfully, it was like the second chest in Volcano, but still, yes,
okay.
or
Fair. It's not
or
bad.
something like that. I can't
Now,
remember which one.
Classic Gamer brings up a good point. Finish the game with a blue sword. I like this. I like this
Um,
style.
I don't believe that is a tile, but I do
It should be.
believe there's a tile to throw it out the window, or
Oh yeah,
maybe it's not throw it
Yes.
out the window.
Not throw it out the
It's
window. It's the
the
bottle
The
ferry.
monster
fairy.
gets thrown
Yeah,
out the
yeah,
window.
Mhm.
yeah. Give it to the ferry.
Return to the lady in the lake.
Yes.
The fairy appreciates good weaponry,
Yeah,
Exactly. The
even though
best
some other
weaponry
people
should be
might
given
not.
to the.
I mean, maybe if you
That's-
throw it in there, it can actually turn into a good sword. It'll get imbued by magical powers and turn good.
Just you wait until it
Only hope.
saves you in a seed. Because it will.
It
The
has.
scaling is decently high, so
Yes.
Yeah.
that was one of the caveats that we threw in is because normal bingo has like Mazmoon, I believe,
Mhm.
as an
Yes.
incentive, and we are thinking, okay, throw in Vorpal, so you at least have some legendary sword for any of those tiles, and the scaling size of Vorpal's always nice to have on hand, especially with no black belts in the seed. So
Well, that's traditional.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
black belts
So
just feel too OP for the co-op setting.
it is. It without some serious drawbacks like
Yeah.
dropping the XP down, it's just not viable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
you're
figured all the
doing
meta
so
will just turn
much.
into black
Yeah.
belt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're doing so much. You're gonna find a grind. You're gonna do other things. It's like, okay, so do I just take this or actually figure out the puzzle? Because throwing the co-op in here too, a staple of co-op has always been set RNG. And so part of that just being the communication with your partner and going, hey, I found out, and this actually happened last night, if I move my black mage to slot 3, I can Quake Lich on the second turn. So
Yeah.
just being able to
Well,
communicate.
me and Odoron, when we played last year, discovered that there was a spot where you could X for Brack Chaos. Do I remember where it was? Absolutely not.
It's
But
somewhere
there
in the
was one.
script. Good luck.
Yeah, I was just like, I got him! Broken into pieces! Where was it? I don't know!
Which slot were you on? What turn was it on? I don't know.
Oh, I knew what slot I was in. I had no idea what turn it was on.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, that brings up one of the issues that we had that we just figured out last night / today, which we made
Yeah.
the announcement for with
Yes.
int effects spells, and then with set RNG, turns out if you have a level say 30 black mage, that brack might hit, and if your black mage is level 28, it might not. So that communication kind of get interrupted. So
Mhm.
we had to take that out. But
Went ahead and
yeah,
made that
everyone
announcement.
seemed
Yeah.
pretty everyone
Yeah,
seemed
that
pretty
Yeah.
on board and appreciative of
I think leaving it in, it definitely would have brought up some real feels
Mhm.
bad moments with
Mhm.
being on the final boss, and one of your partners is able to do it, and then you go to do it
Yeah.
and you can't, but then your opponents end up finishing before you can get back there, and then you get in the booth, and the booth is like, "Hey, did you know that if you were just 3 levels higher, you would have
Right.
landed it?" And it's just like that feels really bad. So I think it was the right call to just go ahead and
Mhm.
remove that.
No, that makes perfect sense. You can't really. It kind of defeats the purpose of set RNG.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was
Well,
a unintended side effect. The idea behind the improved intelligence was to just kind of, improve the range on the crit for the damage spells, and then also increase the quad X and the other
power word.
power words, because the intelligence adds, it's times 2 your intelligence and adds to it. So it was supposed to make it like work better in your favor, but then these situations that arise, it was like, this actually feels really bad. Let's probably not do this.
yeah.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense. And that interaction, to be fair, I don't think it's ever been tested up until this point.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't think it
and that
has
makes
really at all.
No,
yeah,
because generally speaking, I understand why it does what it does
Mhm.
right.
based on the coding itself. And you think about it now, it's like, yeah, that
It
actually
makes
makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah.
But in the
Yeah,
in the
it
moment, you're
does.
like, this should work. Why is it doesn't work?
And it wasn't
But
something that ever came up in like initial testing, so it was just like, let's just roll with it. Then it feels good, and then it came up, and it was like, this feels really bad. I think that there would be a lot of groaning, a lot of griping, a lot of
Mhm.
really upset people if this ended up happening in a
Yeah,
actual tournament match. So
yeah. You get some people would get a little. There could be some sourness about that. Just
Yeah.
especially if it wasn't well known.
right,
Oh,
exactly, and that's the thing about it. It's still an experimental flag. There's
yes.
still a lot of things that the entire community is still working out with it. So
Mhm.
it's best something that's maybe reserved for like a fall league flag set.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say a
So
little lurking birdie told me it might make appearance in Fall League.
It's always Lefanian League as well.
Hey.
exactly,
Yeah,
we've got a
that's
lot
true.
of opportunities to bring those flags together. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then to work them out and to wood chop them in a little bit smaller of a community,
yeah, exactly,
and people who are more willing to play with the jink.
right,
So,
yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
well, take us back to the very beginning of starting all this. How did you two get involved with co-op? Like, have you done co-op in the past? Is this your first venture into it? Like, what's your history with the co-op side of it?
This is my first venture into co-op, and my first adventure into a planning committee as well.
Nice.
Um,
Ooh,
Fizzle reached
nice.
out to me, and within like, I happen to just be on Discord at the moment, and I was like, "Oh, what's this from Fizzle? Oh, sure, I'll go ahead and jump on. Why not? Like, this seems like a great idea." So I'm here, and
Just
Oh, Fizzle and the poison pill.
yeah,
be careful what
Hi,
you
do you want to
say
get
in the
blamed for
poison.
stuff?
yeah,
Be care-
exactly.
be careful what you say in the planning committee chats. You might get a podcast.
Oh, don't worry, I don't think they want me to do any of that.
We didn't think it would happen either.
But woo,
And here we are.
how's yours been? What's your experience with co-op here?
I've been perennial co-op since I joined. Me and peasants usually.
Mhm.
It's been great. Usually week one, we beat up on Dark Moon, and then week 2 we lose to Shooms and Luffy. It's been our experience, I think, every time.
But I will
checks
say
out.
that is one of my favorite co-op matches to watch
Mm-hmm.
because I lost to peasants in my derby,
Mm.
and I think there was a practice seed that me and Odoran ran that we did beat Shum and Luffy. So only in practice. Only in
They're real
practice.
good.
I don't want to see them in first round this year.
I don't think
I
anyone
know who
does.
I know who I want to see first round.
We'll
Who's that?
beat you.
That's right. Oh, I want to see Jay and Sonny. I want the Krakenos to brack the teeth first go.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, this is our redemption year.
We
Maybe.
might make
I
it
don't know. I
past
suck
first
at
round.
bingo.
No, we won't. I don't even know if we've ever forced a game 2 on anyone. Or game 3, sorry. But
I mean,
You haven't forced a game 2.
Just
We-
force it out.
it's
Yep,
been a
sorry, you know
thing.
what? We lost game 1. We're not even gonna bother.
we were talking about before the stream. It's not been a long week, but it's been a long week.
oh, it's been a bit. It's so. Jay, do you happen to have the flags standing by chance?
Yeah.
Let's take a
Someone-
look.
Peeking over here as I get things set up.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's the beauty of being behind the scenes.
Exactly, exactly. So, if you are interested in co-op, if you're interested in co-op bingo, head on over to the wiki. Here's the main page with it. We got our typical rules and stuff about the events. Biggest thing to realize on it is we are running a FFR Team Lua script. So you do need to make sure that you know how to download the Lua, that you can get it all set up, and you may or may not want to make sure that you're on version like 2.4 or something so you don't lose 16 minutes in an international race.
Yep.
That would never happen.
Never,
Yeah, that would
No.
never
be
at all.
terrible. That
You're
happened.
talking wild talks.
It's craziness. It's bad craziness.
Don't know what you're talking about. Don't use version 2.10.
Yeah, do not use or if you're Jay, don't use what is it, 2.8?
Yeah, I have a problem with 2.8. Everyone else is fine with it.
I was gonna say I'm doing 2.8 and it's working out fine for me. So
It's
just you, Jay.
It's just
Oh.
Jay.
Always is. But for
I know.
those of you who like don't know, just kind of go over it a little bit. Basically, how the co-op script worked is your key items and your orbs are shared between both players. So Oslato and Odoron are both playing. Oz lights the fire orb. Odoron will get it like 5 to 10 seconds later. So would not have to go and do that. Same thing, Odoron finds the floater. Oslato can just go over and start flying. You don't have to go find it yourself. So it really makes the game a lot faster.
Also, another good side note to that: if you find an item and you're deep in a dungeon, wait for your partner to get it and reset out. You will get the item from them.
Also a
Just
good
make
way
sure you know that they have it first.
Yeah.
You
And
don't
Does take,
want
like, 2
that to
seconds or
happen.
so.
Make sure
Yeah.
they get the received item text.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you? That's real bad if you don't. If that's a feels bad moment.
But here's the requirements for it. So obviously the BizHawk, and here's the Lua script and a little setup video that, oh god, I need to update that one. It's been a few years. But
Yeah, it's an old
still
video,
all
man.
works out. You can go ahead and do it. Let's check out, though, the flag set. Bloop. Wrong
Yeah.
one.
Nope.
We'll
That's
get
the
to
bingo.
tile in a second.
We certainly will. Let's take a look here.
All right.
Oh, we
So,
we got
typical
here?
4 orbs.
Got a mid toph.
Mid Toph, yes, Toph.
Yeah.
Woobear and me are in agreement on that.
I can agree
With
that
all
one,
fiend
too.
refights on.
Yep,
Yeah,
all
Minto
fiend
Fab,
refights.
absolutely.
Remember your shortcuts on it.
You're missing
Scaling.
the first one, though.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
gonna say
you
you're missing
missed-
a very important part of that.
You missed one,
tab.
Jay. Go back up. I saw it.
What? Oh,
Very first.
Ultimate final boss.
yeah.
I was gonna say, did you not see that? Because I certainly did.
I did. We had Double Dragon last night, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't love that one. I got outvoted mostly because I got PTSD from that Double Dragon from what was it, Fall League or whatever we did that had it, and they're just
Yep.
so nasty. Like, oh, they both have nuke. Great, this is gonna be sad.
But
But
I'll-
it's yeah,
I'll take it over Fun Dead any day.
Ugh.
yeah. Fun Dead is also those Phantom
Dead is
Spheres are
horrible.
nasty.
Yeah,
Meridian. I'm
that's gonna be
assuming
fun to
talking
see.
about mid Topher there, Meridian. I love mid Toph. Yes. All right, scaling.
Okay, so there's your scaling.
Not too shabby gold prices, but we start looking at enemy stats here, and especially the boss HP stats. Oh, talking about
That's
co-op.
quite that.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, co-op's fantastic.
Yes.
People love it. Absolutely love it.
Absolutely amazing. But yeah, your fiends are guaranteed to have 200% HP.
Hmm.
So chaos with a minimum of 4,000 HP.
There's no
If chaos
chaos.
shows up, it
Oh,
can.
yeah,
Could.
there is
He
Chaos Garland and
Yeah,
friends.
it could be Garland and
could.
Friends.
There's Whack a
Or
Garland.
Wacky Garland. That's Wacky Garland. Yeah.
But
Wow.
that's what, a 1 in 6 chance?
Something like
1 in
that.
5?
Encounter
Six.
rates 30 and 40. This,
Yeah, nice-
this
nice and
saved
low.
our bacon last night. The 50% per shard or per orb.
For
Like-
orb.
200% experience when all 4 orbs lit. Yes, please.
With a
Yeah,
3.5
that's pretty
times
decent
already,
game.
plus 2.5. The XP is going to be juicy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is good because,
Yeah, the scaling is high, so I'm curious to see what kind of levels people are going to go with.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of turning Ice Cave off. I'm not gonna lie. I am Team
Ooh,
Ice
Ice
Cave.
Cave.
Well, you still kind of have to do it. There are loose. We'll get to that, I guess,
Yeah.
next. But
Fair.
So
yeah,
ordeals,
we went with the
marsh,
standard,
titans,
standard
Mhm.
3 loose.
and no loose and incentive. So
Oh,
it's not gonna be in
thankfully.
volcano, but it could be in earth, sea, or sky.
But it is unsafe placement.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can end up in some real interesting places.
Also,
you.
a random aside, we did forward loose. Not
Mm.
because it really does much, but it's the only one that actually has some logic to it, where the other ones chaotic and don't really have any logic
Yeah.
whatsoever. So
Yep.
I remember we tried playing around with that during Winter Tournament 24, trying to figure out what was the best and pick your poison.
yeah, forward is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, forward seems to work the best
So-
if you're trying to push loose into different locations.
Yeah.
Yes. So
All
23
right.
items. So like Boo said, 3 loose.
Vorpal,
kind of
Power
a
Bonk,
staple
and Power
for,
Staff.
Co-op.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and we'll get to that later. But the Power Gauntlet, actually, maybe we'll check it out later.
Yeah.
I don't remember what those flags were. We'll see. We'll see in a bit.
All right, we got
Bridge to
open,
Lefane,
pretty normal.
usual.
The Bridge to Lefane's the weird one. And what gets me on that
No,
one
that's-
is... Well, what gets me there is you can't ship to Matoya. Because that
Yeah, but
bridge...
you can walk there.
Correct.
I know.
'Cause
But
the- 'cause that's-
I was over at Provoker doing something like, oh, I'm going to get to Matoya.
Oh, that got you.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah,
what
that
you're
got
saying.
me.
Well, so the idea behind that was, okay, bridge is going to be a loose item.
Yeah.
If you notice, we have no key items to start. Well, I guess we haven't got to that
Yep.
tab yet, but yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
So-
I did notice the bridge was turned on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why Bridge to Lefane is turned on, because if you don't know, Bridge to Lefane adds that land bridge there that Jay was talking about. So
Mhm.
you have access to the inner sea with the extended open in Bridge to Lefane.
Yes.
So it helps open up some more entrances early on without having to require items, and it still makes it fun that you can't access Lefane without getting that bridge anyway. So
Yeah, that's kind of a standard co-op thing, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Lane's usually on. So
Okay, Chime Shuffle to include towns. Fun. Which takes us to Entrance and Town Shuffle. They are separate, so town will be a town and all the entrances are shuffled. But no floor shuffle this year.
That means no sea split into marsh split.
Nope.
yeah, which is a good thing, right?
Yes.
No one likes seeing that. The inevitable marsh split into sea split or reversed
Mhm.
Yeah,
into
like
a
Nicklin was. Sorry, go ahead.
14 floor chain to a dead end, and then you realize that the item that you need is in the other side.
Yep.
Yeah.
That always feels bad because your partner's like been in the same dungeon for 35 minutes and you're like clearing the rest of the worlds, just
Right.
having fun, doing your thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like Michael said earlier, one of the difficulties to be more towards the tiles as opposed to trying to keep track of
Mhm.
every floor,
Yeah, because
Hollow
it's already
Dragons?
a lot of stuff to keep track of in
Oh, yeah.
general. So yeah,
Let's see what else we see. The Lethanish Superstore. This one was fun to see last night when we were trying to get all the magic and stuff.
Yeah, I argued for that one. That
Yeah,
was,
yep.
I
I was
like
trying to push
Lethania.
against it because I was
Yeah.
trying to push for more remembering where all the towns were versus
Mhm.
just remembering where Lefane and
Mm.
Gaia are to get your spells. But it also it probably would feel bad if you get down to a point where you have to do that and then you're both just searching for all the towns to find
Right.
them. So like,
A lot of it is like there's a lot of tiles where it's like get 3 spells in every level or something, right?
Yeah.
Which you can't do early, even if you find Lefane earlier. Like you need money for that. So
Right.
then like having to go back to every town to buy, it just felt kind of bad to have. So it was
Mhm.
nice to have that one shop stop for all those ones where
Yeah,
buy X spells.
it felt more like a tedious thing to do than have to like actually like strategize how to go about doing it.
Mhm.
Mm.
Well, and you're still going to run into the situations on, like, literally, I'm surprised all this stuff happened last night, but we had a confused carry. Confused was in Gaia, and the one that wasn't shared. So you still got to remember where some stuff is.
Yep.
Ooh,
Yep.
that's a rough one.
Yee. All right, treasures and freebies. Nothing too crazy here. Some trap chests. They will
For all your
exclude the
rare treasure.
incentivized items, so if you see a trap chest and you can't beat it, don't worry, you're not going to be leaving a loose there.
Now, big thing to note with that, the incentivized gear
Mhm.
will still
Yes.
show up.
Okay.
That can still be there.
Yes, the incentivized gear specifically, the Vorpal, the Power Stick, and the Power Gauntlet
Hood
can
and
potentially
Iron.
show up in marked boxes. So that's just a thing to keep in your mind.
Yep. Continuing on
I mean,
down.
you're gonna be looking for it anyways.
Exactly.
Right.
No freebies at all, which we said earlier. Shop shuffle, nothing too crazy. No legendary shops.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, we didn't want to
okay.
make it too easy.
Yeah,
I like the improved fire lit and
me too.
ice harm spell. That's nice. I love seeing that.
I also like seeing the 600 power word threshold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just feels like a given. When you have an HP pool that can potentially go up to, I don't know what 3.5 of 2,000 is. It's
Yeah,
like 8,000 or something. Not quite
ridiculous.
Quite a
7,000.
bit.
Yeah, so having that, that kind of safety net of, okay, I have a couple quad X spells. I've run out of everything else. Let's
Mhm.
just throw this out and see if we can land it. Okay. Yeah.
Life and Life 2 in battle, which takes us to a few tiles that we can talk about in a second. Let's see. No unrunnables.
Unrunnables. The usual no consecutive nuclear. Yeah.
Yep. B-side formations, always great.
Unless you have double dragon.
Well, that's that you can't stop that.
You can't stop it.
Patrolling
Warmech
Warmech.
patrolling. This was the case of read the flags because I didn't realize that was the robot you didn't have to talk to when you had to talk to all robots, and yeah.
Hey,
Read the
Whoops.
Don't
flags.
talk to one in the maze.
Read the
Don't
flags.
talk to the one randomly walking around.
All right.
Banned black belt, but freedom nonetheless.
And with Tavern Recruit, so if you find something later, if you're like, oh, I need to grab that black mage in order to grab a spell that you thought you could get with a red or something, feel free.
Yep.
It's another one you kind of have to have that on because there's just
Yeah.
so many like get X level in this class and
Yep.
blah blah blah. So
Yep. Only 50 thief. I was hoping for the 80.
No,
Yeah.
I like the 50.
50's good. I think it's
Yeah,
the
I think
50 is a fair
80's too
compromise.
strong.
Yes.
Yeah, it feels like a really good medium. 80 feels almost too overpowered, and 30 feels like not near enough.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like the 50 sweet spot. I think.
Well, what
Yeah, the
about
inverted
the
one I think is Mecklin's ad, which is an interesting one. I haven't played around too much with it, but I like it. I think.
Yeah,
The inverted MDef growth.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we don't have to worry about black belt, so whatever with black belt. But
Mhm.
with the other classes, generally, fighter and knight has 3, and all the other classes have 2, aside from the black belt, which we don't want to talk about.
Right.
With inverted, it makes it so that the fighter and the knight has 2 MDef growth, where the rest of the classes have 3. Theory behind that is the fighter is going to have a lot higher HP pull in general, and your thief and your mages are going to have a lower HP. So
Yeah.
spells aren't going to do as much damage. It's just like a little thing to kind of like help boost the other classes and kind of equal them out a little bit.
Yeah, it makes everything better except for the fighter.
Yeah,
Yep.
I enjoy playing with invert all on almost any of the flags that I do myself. So it just feels like a nice change of pace for things.
Improved harm for white.
Gotta have
always
improved
great.
harm. This I like. I like having the 2-in-1, two
Yes.
bonuses and 1 malice. I like that.
I'm so scared of the malice. Some of the malice is so debilitating.
Some of them are quite bad. I won't argue with you.
And then
It's
add
alright.
magic
Everything will be
bonuses
fine.
too. Always fun to see when you get the magic.
Yep, Telemagic is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love Telemagic.
Let's see. Nothing too
Everything else
crazy
is
here.
pretty standard.
Grandpa's secret stash was a fun one to see.
Yeah.
Especially when you start out with the Mazda +3.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I feel bad on this one. I think Grandpa's it was a Mechlin idea, and I liked it. And I just rolled. I was curious like how it looked because I've never played with it really before.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was rolling, I was just getting obscene stuff nonstop, and I was like, I hate to be this guy, but it might be too strong. So we did turn on no duplicates for that.
Yeah.
Because very frequently it was like multiple Mazamoons or multiple this, and it was like some really crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, no legendary duplicates, but it's still very good, and it's still gonna be a lot of fun to play with. That's one of the flags I'm looking forward the most to playing with.
Out of curiosity, and Oz, you might know, does that make
What's up?
there only be 1 katana when there's 2 normally?
No.
Okay, so it
No,
still
this
leaves.
just prevents
It
Guardian
doesn't
equipment.
it doesn't
Okay.
change what's out in the pool. It just adds something to it. Like
Okay.
there will still be 2 katanas out there. There'll still be an incentivized Vorpal.
Mm-hmm.
If you
It
look,
just
as I say, if you look at the next flag down, remove items from treasure chests.
Got
That was
it.
something we
That
could.
one.
I had considered because pulling something
that one
from the
removes
pool,
it.
but
Got it.
yeah, I think it would feel bad to remove that from the pool as well, in case you have stuff like you have to ditch the Masa, you have to get rid of another legendary item as well in the same seed, and that would just feel really bad to have to rely on potentially like a silver knife +3 for your final boss fight. And it's doable, but it's going to be pretty hard to have to go through that.
That could
Because
also make
the bingo flag set typically is a lot lower scaling, a lot easier.
Yeah.
Right.
And you don't necessarily need to kill chaos. So yeah, since the scaling's a bit higher and stuff, just give it a little extra power is nice.
It'd make for some interesting math too if that Vorpal is incentivized, but then you get it at the beginning and it removes it from the chest. Now you've only got 2 loose instead of 3. Whoa, yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Always pick up a Vorpal.
This was fun to see. 0 to 5
Armor lower,
blurs,
but weapons
2
good.
to 4. Yeah.
The same idea, scaling high, weapons good, balance the armor a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And then
Now you missed one, Jay.
Yep, I was gonna say you missed some stuff there.
The item magic is randomized with a curated spell pool.
Okay. Hand selected list.
It's not really hand selected. It's whatever the code has been told to do.
Right. But still a list.
I had
Cool.
actually tried to push for all magic, except for not on all weapons, so that there could be the potential to have the nuke or the fade stick or other things. But we went with curated because it feels better that way, honestly.
I mean, and to be fair, nobody wants a fade stick. It's the dollar store nuke.
Right.
It's
It's
gonna break.
guaranteed non-elemental 80 damage every time.
exactly.
Pretty
I'll take a
much.
fade
It's
stick
gonna
any
gonna
day.
break the second you take it out of the plastic.
So as I was saying earlier, the power stick and the power bonk, it is going to be the ruse and the saber. I couldn't remember exactly if that's what was the case, but those 2 items will always be those 2 items, even with the randomized and curated, because we have this flag turned on. So you still have that. Now in a seed that I played, I actually was given a ruse stick from the start, so I got to find 2 ruse sticks.
Nice.
Which was pretty nice because the defense sword rolled something like Invis 1 cast or something stupid. That's okay.
It works.
We really
I
want
guess.
that.
Yeah,
It does. It's just
slow.
not as good.
All right. Game
Wait, you missed
adjustments.
something.
What else? What?
Right.
Who? What?
So there's another fun one there for the damage increase on
Yep.
elemental and type bonus. That was a Mechlin one. It's 38 specifically because it is 38th anniversary of Final Fantasy 1.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was wondering
just
why the
wanted to throw a
number.
little.
That was cool.
Yep, we just wanted to kind of throw a little shout out to
Oh,
the game that we love so much. Happy
thought it was
birthday,
the
Final Fantasy.
I thought it was the maximum amount of time a Stargate could stay open.
I mean,
What? What?
both.
It's it's
SG1?
current. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the rest of it looks now. Be aware, airboat is on.
Yeah.
Airboat is on.
No, best boat.
Everyone that's one of those flags that now we may have to investigate further because if I remember correctly, during one of the marathons, airboat plus slow boat caused problems.
It
I
wasn't
think
slow boat. It was just airboat with co-op script.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But
because the way the
we
co-op
fixed that.
script was originally written, it was sending because the way the co-op script works, it sends the items back and forth between each other.
Mm-hmm.
The co-op script was sending both the ship and the floater and the airship.
Yep. I
Instead
think
of
Shanigan fixed it a while ago.
Yes.
right taking out the line to send the airship, so that because the way the airboat code looks for the ship and the floater, whereas it was forcing the airship and it was
Mhm.
causing it to react weird to where
Yes.
you ended up couldn't land the airship on the sea again, or you couldn't get into your boat and fly away again. It was just it was causing some really weird hiccups there.
It did, yeah. Odoron, I don't know, but I know we're gonna dominate it.
Goop is where a chicken goes, I believe.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah,
co-op,
Meridian,
yeah.
absolutely. Co-op was
Right.
way older than airboat.
Yeah, Shanigan thankfully came in, get that a quick fix.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
should be working fine.
Yeah,
Now
it worked out pretty well. So
I'm a little sad. Not for that, Jay. That's fine. Auto retargeting is fine.
Oh, so you added in a couple of the new flags. It's awesome to see. Auto retargeting and the magic menu reordering. Always fun to see.
I mean,
That's a
who
great
doesn't love auto retargeting? And I personally enjoy the magic menu spell reordering
That's a
a
great one.
lot because like I hate
We
when
all
the
make
flag is turned
mistakes.
off. I'm playing a seed and the flag is turned off, and I buy magic, and then I can't remove it or move it
Well-
around, and I'm like, who turned this flag off?
I love that it's
It's
still
just-
like it rewards you buying it in the correct order, but it doesn't punish you. Like it punishes you just a few seconds of your time if you didn't. You
Right.
know.
Yep.
Not just that, but there are niche cases that I use it for where like heal 3 is a big one.
Mhm.
Where if I'm going through Volcano, like, okay, I want to heal 3 this one so I can get to it quickly. Otherwise, I'll have exit there or something like that, right? And I can move things around if I know I'm going to be healing more than doing offensive magic, say.
I'll say I like to use it in like preparing for Topher, especially if you have like sweeper spells that are in the same slot as your heal spells, your fast, your temper, stuff like that, because you're gonna want those spells to be up front versus your sweepers. Your sweepers, the only thing you really want to use in Topher is probably going to be Fade or Nuke, or so you're more than likely want to have that temper on the first slot to make it a lot quicker to get to. So that's another reason why I like the spell menu reordering.
Yeah, you might want Fire 2 there for most of the seed, but then who's going to cast Fire 2 on Tia? You know.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know who's gonna hold up a defense sword 16 times against chaos. Who knows? Things happen. Odoron, yeah, I know. No, it's not. It's still just a 3 damage.
No. Oh, no description. Hey, there's no description on this one.
No description. Devs, get on it.
I didn't code that.
Devs, get
Dark
on it.
Moon.
No, that's not Dark Moon. That's the devs.
And then
That's us.
we need to make sure because didn't we
Yeah,
say
that
we
needs to
we
turn
can go ahead
off.
and edit that. Yeah.
This is on the wiki, so we need to make sure that gets changed. This is off.
I would like to point out, and I'm a little disappointed, the increased dark penalty is off.
We had to give some nice stuff.
Yeah, we can't be all bad. Just mostly bad.
Increased dark is surprisingly brutal.
It is, but that's kind of the point.
It's more slow too,
That's
essentially.
so good.
Wiki's updated.
Nice.
Thank you.
Very good.
Excellent.
I know you were working on it right there, Jay.
Oh yeah, and I was not.
Oh, okay.
Come on, you're giving Jay far too much credit. I appreciate that, but no.
Far too much credit. But
It's been
Yeah,
a long couple of weeks.
I did. I had considered like throwing out the improved poison, but like I don't know. I'm still not too sure how I feel about that for competitive things. It's definitely like a fun thing whenever you're running in like the asyncs or something, or like feigning ladder, because it's not something that you expect. But then if you're only on one character, you have poison. You have to actually watch your health pool.
yeah.
So um, maybe next year we can consider whoever the committee ends up being.
Well, I went ahead and threw up a sample bingo card here for a little bit, just to kind of show people what it's like, so you can kind of get an idea. Like we said, it is blackout bingo, so you have to do everything on here instead of just one or two. But if you haven't seen the bingo cards before, looks just like this. We love that at the bottom of it, which I can't really pull up right now, but you can kind of see down here.
You can
It
sort of see it.
shows, yeah, it shows you what it is. So if you're like, okay, what does return to Cinder actually mean? Warp back to the first room or earliest room and ordeals 3 times. That way, we can keep the tiles easy, but you get an idea of what's going on.
He says
They're generally
he says
fairly descriptive.
keep the tiles easy, and then right next to it is defeat Warmech.
Yeah, it's patrolling
That's
in
not
Sky
hard.
4.
I didn't say keep the tiles. They're tiered in difficulty, so there's you're not gonna get spammed with all the tier 5 like kind of hard ones, but there'll be
Right.
a couple.
Yeah, there's a list on the wiki that you can check out and see what
Yes.
the tiers are, and it's more weighted towards the level 1 and level 2 sets of the tiles versus the 3, 4, and 5. Um, kind of went through and tried to figure out what was going to be the most difficult tiles to see and like what you didn't want to see the most of on a bingo board, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's not perfectly weighted, but it's as perfect as you can get with the way that it works. So it's
Using
about a
slow.
little more than 50-50 of easier tiles versus difficult tiles,
Yeah.
but you'll still see enough of the difficult tiles that it makes it more of a challenge and not so much tedious. So something probably should note too. I think it is listed in the wiki, but the way you're going to be marking off bingo tiles, obviously we're working as a team, but
Mm-hmm.
each bingo tile has to be completed completely by one team member. So like the defeat 4 different slimes or 15 total slimes, you can't combine totals between the two of you. It needs to be one person has to defeat 4 different ones or 15 total,
Right.
and that's for every tile like that. So
Yeah, that's just a cut down on some of the like it might get a little hardcore with the amount of
Yeah,
information that you'd have to be tracking.
right.
Yeah.
there's already
So
quite
yeah,
a
it
lot
does
to
cut down
track.
on
So
it does cut down on the actual co-op. Like you both
Mhm.
are doing things, but yeah, it slows it down a little bit for how
Yeah.
much you have to keep track of.
Yeah. We found it was nice to kind of go, hey, you're working on this tile, I'm working on this tile type thing. We were both we were both tracking a few things, especially like the defeat 15 slimes, but
Yeah.
otherwise you're kind of like, okay, so you go do the Elflin thing, you know.
Right. Yeah, it's a nice like divide and conquer kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead. I want to re-roll a few here, see what else we get. Anything in here that looks interesting to you?
Oh,
Bad
the first
friend.
tile.
Take a nun. Okay, yeah. So with this, do we have like the take a white mage and take a black mage also?
I believe
I
that
don't
they're
know.
in there.
So with that, I know the rule used to be, and I remind me if I'm wrong here, but you have to start with it and end with it.
Yes, it says it
Right.
right there. There must
Yep.
be a nun during the final battle to count.
But you can promote over it to do whatever else you need to for the. I guess a nun you can't because you can't recruit a nun.
That's right. Now, naming your character nun does not count. Just have
Why
to put
not?
that out there. Doesn't work. Will not function.
Understand. It makes sense to me.
Right?
Yeah.
I said the same thing, but I got slapped down for it. So
I'll be honest, I don't
Uh,
love that tile myself, especially
No.
with like the higher scaling and the
Mhm.
potential difficulty of the flag set, but
I do believe it's like the one of the more difficult tiles.
it,
So
it
it's
certainly has to be.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it just puts you at so much of a like back seat because you'll need your black mage. You'll probably need a white mage for some of these things. So it's like, okay, now you're into basically a fighter.
Or a thief.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you just go red mage and just go crazy.
Bale's
I
fight
mean,
school.
Oh,
and use a Vorpal.
Can't use a Vorpal.
I misspoke. I just looking at the tiles. The take one known is actually a level 1. So good luck, everybody.
Oh, good.
That was
Good.
an oversight by me. I will own up on that one.
Maybe we can
completely.
change that before.
We
is
might
it
be
too
able
late?
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that one should be a level 1.
No, that
No,
was
that is
the
not
most
a level 1. That's brutal.
oversight. Yeah. So,
Under
I
different
was also thinking-
circumstances.
yeah, I was speaking to. It's not that you have to take a party member. It's you have to take a party member to level 25.
Okay.
And that's what those other ones are. So, and
Yeah, like take one
you make
fighter.
sure to remove the
25 is
black
right there.
belt one, obviously, and then there's also the take to 30, to take to 40, to take to 50 kind of thing. So, but
Other interesting ones. There is potential. I can't remember if we've solidified an idea on how to deal with it, but like say Garland boxing, for example.
Oh, yep.
If at the very bottom, if
I just re-rolled it. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. Well, Garland boxing is just you punch Garland unarmed, right?
Yeah.
Kill him. But if neither of you do that, what happens? It's an awkward situation because you could potentially soft lock at that point. So yeah, I can't remember if we've hammered out a solution for that or not. But yeah, it is something that people like pay attention to the tiles because there are ones like that could potentially
lock out.
yeah, the pirate tile is another one to think about.
Yep.
Yeah, punching pirates.
Yeah.
Oh,
Talking to the king before doing Garland is another one that's very easy, especially with the shuffle
Yeah.
to mess up.
Oh, is that one in there? I'm trying to remember which one that one's called.
Oh, it might. No, I can't remember.
I know we removed one of them that was something like, I think it was the one where you had to return to Canaria every time that you visited a new place or something like that.
I hope that
Yeah,
one's
which is
gone.
like,
Yeah,
how is that even gonna
that's got to
happen?
be gone. That's got to be gone.
Yeah, because again, the bingo tiles were designed very much around the flag set that had free floater and non-shuffle and stuff like that. So certain things were a lot easier to do.
Very true.
Cool. Well, just
I see one of your favorites there. Talk to 9 mermaids.
Of course. Well, I mean, I do that anyways.
Talk to all the mermaids.
As team captain of the Bubble Soda Co., I still maintain it is the only way to go to mermaids.
Hey, sell a ribbon and save. What? I'd have done that.
Yeah.
Just don't do what I did and throw the ribbon away by mistake.
Whoops.
That hurts.
Gotta sell it.
That
Throwing a
hurts.
ribbon away. Ouch.
Yeah.
That's like
I want-
curated
I wanna
weapon
talk-
when you throw away your Masa +5 because it was a fire
The
item.
Masa will betray you.
Oh, I've done that. I've done that before. It's like, oh, why do I need this healed 1 sword? Get out of here.
Right.
Oh wait, that was my Excal. Oops.
Yeah.
Oops, all on the floor.
But
Yeah.
I guess with that,
I was gonna say, I think we're about ready to wrap up another episode. So I guess the question is there anything else, Mecklin Woobear, that you would like to put out there about co-op?
There is a thread in the Discord that you can go to post for if you're looking for a teammate. The deadline for signups is going to be Sunday, June 8th. So we have about a little over a week and a half to get your signups in.
Which I
We'll
still have
have
to.
we got ours in today.
Nice.
No, I'm sorry, July 5th. I was reading the wrong date. June 8th has already happened. It's been a long
I was
month.
gonna say, you got a time machine, Mecklin? Because I need to
we
borrow
weren't
it.
going to question it.
June 8th of next year is when you have to sign up until,
Okay, fair.
Yeah. But yeah, July 5th, which is that this Sunday? No, that is next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Not this coming Saturday, the following Saturday.
You
you have until
basically have
midnight
2 weeks.
to sign up. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks to
bracket-
find yourself a partner.
we got
Or
bracket
sign up.
reveal coming up the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think we decided we are going to do the Wheel of Death or the Wheel of Destiny or whatever you want to call it. It for this kind of thing with bingo, it kind of felt like, how are we going to do qualifiers for async for potentially 16 teams? Because I don't know that the bingo board can handle that many teams at once. So it was kind of like, how do you go about doing that? So we felt like the best way was just to just make it random, completely random.
Yeah,
So good luck, everybody.
make it random except give Jay Scheidel, Shum, and Luffy first round.
I mean, I'm not saying we won't take bribes for waiting the board or anything, but
Excellent. Woo Bear, how about
especially with,
yourself?
especially with the time frame. Had
Yeah.
about a month to get it done, so potential of qualifiers. There's a lot to try and fit in. So best of 3. Wheel of Destiny determines the fate, so
Mhm.
it should be fun. But yeah, if anyone out there hasn't done co-op, it is one of the most fun formats I've ever
Oh, yeah.
played. My good friend Peasants, I'm actually met in a different game through co-op. We're both signed up for just random teammate, and we ended up playing. And he's like one of my best friends to this day. That was years ago. So it is a lot of fun. And if you
Mhm.
haven't done bingo, it could be daunting, but
It's
I
fun.
also think it's a lot of fun. I did it for the first time last year and ended up doing well in that tournament. So I
Mhm.
am a big fan of the bingo.
Well,
Define well.
well.
I believe you still have a certain icon in the Discord, Woo.
Yeah, I love the icon. I I hate that it's a black belt. I don't like black belts, but I do love
No,
the
you need
icon.
that. You need that. It has to be.
All right, petition for Dark Moon to change it to White Mage dabbing.
I'll take
Got
that.
it.
Yeah,
I'm on it.
I am one of the loudest outspoken people pro white mage. They are amazing.
I agree.
Um, so yeah, just to kind of go off of that too, what Woo said, um, this is probably a really good way to get into both co-op and bingo for any of the ducks or new players
Mhm.
or people out there that just have felt a little intimidated by it. This is for fun, So at the end of the day, it's just grab someone that you feel like you have a lot of fun with in general, someone that you talk to a lot, someone that if you can't find a partner, like I said, there's the looking for partner thread. Just throw your name out there, someone will pick you up. It's a lot of fun, and
That's a good time.
it's better with a partner too because you're both suffering through nonsense versus suffering alone. So you have someone to yell at essentially.
Yeah. And you
It
just said it,
helps.
but it really is a great next step for the ducklings because you're out on your own. You kind of just went through the derby, but now you get to play something different. And you get to play it with a friend. So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, don't be daunted. Like, oh, I'm still duckling. I'm not as good. Bingo is an entirely different skill set. You can do
Oh,
very,
it
very
is.
well, even if you're not as experienced at the game. It's very much metagaming, strategy,
Yeah.
totally, totally different. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see some of the teams and how they do.
Yep, yep, yep.
And you
But
get to create your own flag. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
there's already been some
get,
really good ones.
get your paint or Photoshop skills out and make a little banner.
Oh, it's got to be MS Paint.
Always
Photoshop, you're
the
trying too hard.
most
MS Paint,
correct way.
it's got a certain style to it.
I will give all the credit in the world to Danny, who helped create the Krakenose initial flag.
Mhm.
It's a good one.
It,
Is it
it
still the
is.
cereal box with the bowl?
It is, but now
Nice.
I believe it actually is on an ocean, and it has both mine and Odoron's Setzer platypi.
It's,
I like it.
It's what? It's what?
I love it. I hate it. I love it. I hate it.
It is. I think it's actually. It was the first one to go in there.
Yep.
It was
Yep.
the first flag. Washing up on a shore near you.
And with that,
Yeah. So yeah, it's been another crazy couple of weeks over in the FFR community. So I want to give a huge thank you to both Mecklin and Woobear for joining us and talking about co-op. Another huge and important thank you to each and every person
yes.
that watched the marathon, donated to the marathon, ran a game in the marathon, telling people about it. Thank you. We are always going to be appreciative of that. I am always
Mhm.
happy to see this community step up.
Now I'm already looking forward to next year. So
Absolutely.
We're already
Absolutely. Because
planning it.
Team
It's gonna be
Canada will
amazing.
win for real.
we already won for real. It's fine.
We did.
We're 1-1.
We did.
Rubber match
Yep.
next year.
Yep. We'll see who takes it. But yeah, with that, I want to thank once again the whole FFR community, the Discord, everyone that lets us still do this. I mean, it's been a go, Jay, and we're still doing this, and we're still
Yeah.
getting out there, and we won't stop, as far
Be
as I'm
fun.
aware of.
That's what I'm aware of.
Until we're
We'll
bored.
do it.
So with that, I will say to everyone out there, I have been one half of your co-host with the most in this humid coast, Oslodo. He was Jay Scheidel. I want to say thanks once again to everyone for tuning in, and we will see you all again in the next round.
Bye.
Good night.